right, I think we are live. First ever stream I've ever done on this channel. So I'm not entirely sure how this works. We're going to learn together. Let's see. All right, cool. So yeah, welcome everybody. I don't know, let's see. So we got one viewer so far. Cool. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to do some tattoo flash today. I've already started this bigger, this is 11 by 14 sheet. I have to line these still. And I think what I'm going to do is do some smaller, what are these, 6 by 8 sheets as well. We're going to start by lining with this pen. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's an off-brand from eBay. And then once we get everything lined, I'm going to color them in with these Faber-Castell colored pencils. Let's see. All right, let me zoom you in. I'll show you what I got already. So far, we got this, I don't even know what to call this, the skull skull weapon. All these designs are out of my book, Raw to Refined. If you guys want to check this out, this is on my website, tylernicholasart.com. There's also a digital version for people that are international. If you're in the United States, I am doing free shipping. Irish Gip, what's up, dude? You got the book already. Cool. How do you like it? I hope you like it. If you don't like it, maybe be gentle with me. These are all designs out of it. All right, so let's see. Zoom in. There we go. I'm going to finish lining these dice, and then we'll move forward. And please let me know, everybody, if there's anything that I could do to improve these live streams, because this is the first one I've ever done. So criticism is welcome. If anything could be better, let me know. Oh, dude, I'm glad you liked the book. I'm really proud of it. It took me a long time, and I'm glad to have it finally finished. Is my face in the way at all? I can't really see. I don't think it is. Okay, cool. Let me know if my face gets in the way as I'm drawing. Have you done any tattoos out of the book just yet? Audio and video, great. Awesome. Cool. I wasn't I'm not sure. Well, I know that I'm not allowed to play like copyrighted music on these streams, but I would like to figure out how to play. Like, I pay for a copyright-free service. I'm just not entirely sure how to do that just yet. I'm just learning the streaming software. I've only ever gone live on TikTok before. No, sir. With St. Patty's Day was in Vegas. Going to today, though. Oh, sweet. How was Vegas? I've never been. I would like to go. I don't really party anymore. So I don't feel like it would be the same as if I were to. But I'd like to. I think there's a lot of really cool attractions there that I'd like to see. I did see this this one person online talking about how the hotel rooms are crazy cheap just because they want you to stay. And I looked it up, and it was like $21 a night at this one Really beautiful hotel. So I think I'm going to go take advantage of that sometime. Maybe go tattoo out there for a couple weeks. Everybody, feel free to ask questions. Since I don't have any music, I don't want there just to be dead silence, so feel free to ask whatever you want. Nine Fine Irishmen is great. We always stay at Park MGM. Room was comped. That's awesome. I'd like to check it out. There's some pretty cool, I don't know, I watch a lot of YouTube stuff with my son, and he's always finding like weird attractions and things to do places. And we saw this one with Vegas. It seemed pretty neat. Don't they have like a Universal Studios kind of thing there? Kind of like how they do down in Florida. Hello, dude. Hope you all good. How did the sole of the foot heal up? It healed great. The parts where I knew that I was going to need a little bit of a touch up, like back near my heel, and then also up closer to my toes, like just basically the tips of those designs on each side, those do need to be touched up a little bit. But besides that, it healed really solid. I'm going to wait maybe like another month, and then I'm going to touch it up. And I want to be able to put out, because I put out a video on Instagram of me doing it, but I didn't put anything out here because I wanted to kind of like, oh, I just hit my camera. I wanted to kind of show how I did it and then release the video of how it healed right after. So I want to give it a fair shot so people could say, or can't say, oh, it's only been, a month. Wait a little while longer to see what it actually looks like. So I'm going to wait a little bit to put it out, but it did heal well. And I'm not looking forward at all to touching it up. But it's not bad. It's probably only going to be about a 10-minute touch-up. Not even. Let's see. Should we do... Well, we have to do both of them either way. Do the scorpion. I guess I'll do this one first because it's up higher. That way I'm not rubbing it with my palm at all. I'll tell you what, thinking about like how to draw and then where the camera is supposed to be and not getting in its way is a challenge in itself. What paint are you going to use on the Flash? I am not going to use paint today. I'm not a paint kind of guy. I'm using these Faber-Castell. I think that's Castle colored pencils. We're going to use these. I feel like I just have more control over it. And I like the way it looks. Anytime I go to paint, I always am mad about the way it turns out. It's probably just because I don't do it enough. But I feel like colored pencils give me control how I get in tattooing. Tattoo question: What's best to reduce pain while tattooing? Bactine or numbing cream? So I don't recommend numbing cream at all. It can mess with the skin and swell, and it makes it really difficult for me to get the ink in. People can have like reactions to it. I just had a client this past week. She was really having trouble with this tattoo that we were doing on her. So I told her to try the numbing cream at home and see if it gave her any type of reaction. And she texted me the next day and said that her skin got all swollen and stuff. So we couldn't use it. I do use Bactine when you're into the tattoo. That only works when the skin is broken and when clients are struggling. But yeah, I'll use Bactine. I don't like the numbing creams just because, I don't know. I haven't had any really good experiences. And also on top of that, when I've used it, I tried it on my stomach because when I got my stomach tattooed, the outline was horrible. It felt terrible, and I felt like I was going to die. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to try this out. And on the second sitting, I tried numbing cream out, and it actually made the pain worse, which I don't know how it did that, but you know, I don't know. I don't recommend numbing cream. I don't know how to say your first name. Aurus? Audio Cult? What's up? Hey. I'm a terrible reader. Second grade reading level over here. That's why I draw pictures on people. Maybe not second grade. Maybe third grade. Oh, the concentration. Yeah, you're welcome. With the numbing cream, if one works for you, it works for you. But I would definitely try it out before you actually get tattooed with it, because it could just be ugly. When the skin swells up, it makes it kind of like rubbery and difficult to put the ink in. So in that way, the artist has to kind of go over it a little bit more than they should, and it can cause scarring and just problems that you don't want. But on the other hand, I have heard of people that actually do like it, and it worked well for them. So it's just kind of case by case. Had my daughter say the numbing cream wasn't working, but it was a hand tattoo, delicate area. Yeah, I don't know. I've very mixed reviews. Some people like those sprays, though. It's like the numbing sprays. It's more powerful than Bactine, to where the skin is broken and then they spray it on. I've never tried those, so I don't have an opinion on them, but I have heard good things about those. Better things than the actual numbing cream itself. Suede69, what's up? Feel free to ask questions, everybody. I'm just kind of sitting here in silence because YouTube doesn't like when you play music, and I don't know if they will take down the stream or mute it or something weird. That's something I have to figure out. I'd love to play music. Maybe I'll just start singing myself. All right, cool. We got the skull nails down. At work. Where do you work? Hit that thumbs up. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you saying it because I'm not one of those people that are like, "Oh, go like, subscribe." I feel like it's annoying when people say it too much, but I appreciate you saying it so I don't have to say it. So thank you. How to grow in tattoo, especially in techniques. Well, it's just practice, honestly. It's practicing over and over and being around people and seeing how they do it. So, like, if you want to do traditional tattoos, be around artists that make traditional tattoos and that you look up to. It's just a long, hard road of practice. And definitely some people have it easier because some people are more artistically inclined. But the majority of us need to just practice, practice, practice. Asbestos. Dude, that's scary. So you just take care of or get rid of poisonous things? That's wild. I had a buddy years ago. He worked on this asbestos remediation, I guess you'd call it, company for like one day. And this one guy gave him his harness because they were going up on this roof or something like that, or in the ceiling of this giant warehouse. And they're spraying all this stuff and getting all the asbestos out of the ceiling. And there wasn't enough harnesses. And the guy that gave him the harness, he was like, I've been doing this for years. I'm okay. And he slipped and he fell like 3 stories to his death. And my friend watched him do it because he was like his training partner or whatever on his first day. And he saw this guy die because he gave up his harness for him. So he was pretty messed up about that. I forgot about that until you just said that. I don't know if I was supposed to tell that story, to be 100% honest with you. I'm just on YouTube Live telling private stories. That's good. Best poisonous thing. I've rid of myself with my ex-wife. Yo. Well, I mean, if she wasn't for you, dude, good for you. I had a friend who fell through a skylight and almost died. That's scary. Same on your ex-wife as well. That's crazy. Yeah, those types of jobs are scary. Like when I was younger, I would climb up on any ladder. I didn't care. But now I think about my safety. It's funny. I just went skateboarding with my son the other day for the first time. Well, the first time I've been to a skate park in probably 15 years. And I was like, oh, this is going to be sweet. I was so scared and so careful. I mean, I wasn't the best skater to begin with anyway. But at the same time, going there was not a... I was not anywhere near as good as I was when I was a teenager. Oh, you guys know each other? Jess and Suede? How long should a face tattoo heal before giving it another pass on the outline? Well, I guess it just depends on how it healed. Because, like, if it had a solid and smooth healing process, I would say just wait a month. if you got like an infection or if the artist beat up your skin, then longer than that. That's just, I would ask your artist. That's on kind of like individual basis. But anytime I'm going back into any tattoo, I wait at least a month. He was a Skylight guy. Have you ever apprenticed anybody online? No. That's an in-person thing. I mean, like, oh, I put up videos about like, you know, how to do this, how to do that, and that's basically just for tattooers that want to improve their skill or want to, you know, just learn a little bit more. Anything that I put out is never like an online apprenticeship. I think that online apprenticeships, you know, you're usually paying for those, and that person is kind of taking advantage of people that just want to tattoo. I've seen so many of these like mentorship programs online, and it's just so silly because you need somebody in person to tell you like, hey, you're doing this wrong. You need to do this. If you're doing this online, it's just all those like online apprenticeships. They're basically just YouTube playlists of tutorials, and I don't know. I don't think online apprenticeships are a good idea because you're going to make bad habits because you're not going to know what you're doing wrong, really. Like if you're in a traditional apprenticeship, you're going to have somebody sitting there, and as soon as you're like messing up while you're tattooing, somebody can be standing over your shoulder saying, hey, don't do that, do this instead, and you could be corrected, opposed to an online apprenticeship or tattoo course or whatever you want to call it, to where you're going to take the information and interpret it however you have in your brain, and then you're just going to kind of learn the hard way, which is unfortunate. A lot of people get taken advantage of. Come to the Memphis Tattoo Festival in April. When is it? I don't even honestly know what month it is right now. Let me look at my schedule. April what? I'm pretty booked April. I don't know if I'd be able to make that. The flash is looking rad. Thank you. I appreciate it. I've thought about the Tattoo 101 course online. I don't know what Tattoo 101 course is, but I mean, if you're paying for a course online about tattooing, I don't recommend that, like, at all. I think that if you are, say, if you're already tattooing and there's an online seminar to where you already understand the basics of tattooing, and then say Nico Hurtado comes out with an online seminar about color realism, and then you take that seminar, that makes sense because you already understand how to line and how to color pack and all that kind of stuff. You're just adding to your skill set. But with like these beginner mentorship programs, it's like you already don't know what you're doing, and then somebody's trying to explain it to you over a video. So I don't know. I think the seminars are good, but these online mentorships, I think they're just taking advantage of people, to be honest. Yeah, Jess, the amount of time you spent one-on-one with someone was huge. Like when I was in my apprenticeship, I literally stood over him every single day for I don't even know how long, to where I was just standing there and watching how his hand moved, and what different needles he's using, all these different things, and you're able to ask in real time, like, hey, what are you doing? And then they're able to come over and talk to you while you're tattooing, and it's just better. Let's see. Where I live and due to work, it's impossible to get into a shop, and taught most shops won't teach you anything. Um, well, if you're in an apprenticeship, they should teach you everything. But I understand where you live, it might be kind of difficult to get into a shop if there might be like one or two in town. That makes sense. I live in a small town as well. But there are a million freaking tattoo shops where I live. Even though it's a super small town. You're lucky if someone apprentices you and will teach you much as these days. Yeah, I agree. I mean, it is hard. I think I am kind of like so far removed from the time that I was trying to get an apprenticeship to where I don't appreciate how difficult it actually is to get one. And the thing is, I was friends with the guy that mentored me. So it was like he was tattooing me and he knew that I was tattooing people and I was just trying to figure it out by myself. And then he opened his own shop and he was like, hey, why don't you just come learn here? So I had a much easier time. I understand that it's difficult and I understand why people would want to do, learning at home and stuff. I mean, like, people are going to do what they do and you have to do what you have to do. But at the same time, it is ideal for an apprenticeship, for sure. I'm not going to say it's the only way because it's not. But unlearning bad habits is a lot harder than just learning the proper way. If that makes sense. Black Anchor and get some nice work. I've never been to Black Anchor. I can't imagine how expensive Nico would be to get tattooed by him. Learning about machines and why is big. I agree. That's one thing about the machines. I didn't I learned. Well, when I first started, I just bought some stuff online and started tattooing my friends at parties when I was 18. And then I stopped drinking and partying all the time and started taking it seriously. And I got my apprenticeship and really started actually learning technique. And within I would say the first 2 days of me tattooing under the actual apprenticeship, I saw such a huge difference in my work just because of a few small little things I was doing wrong. But I didn't really learn about machines at all. I didn't learn about coils. I started on coils just because that's what was available. And then he had me go over to rotary, and then I was using rotary for years until pretty recently, and I started using coils again, maybe the last 7-8 months. And I'll tell you what, coils are the way to go when it comes to lining. I still like the rotaries for shading and stuff, but I took 3 different seminars, machine seminars, over the last 7 months, and it has completely changed the way I tattoo. It's awesome. Learning about coils is what I'm talking about. I get apprenticeships are tough and important. I get apprenticeships are important, but tough in an economy where everything is so expensive. It's really for young people who haven't acquired any real responsibilities yet. Ryan, 100%. You are completely correct. I recently had somebody message me that they were I don't know, I think they said they were 42 or something like that. And they said they wanted to get into tattooing. And I asked what kind of life they had. And they said they had multiple kids and they own a house and stuff. And it's that is, you have to be incredibly either committed and have some type of financial security, or it's just not going to work. An apprenticeship, that is the best if you are fresh out of high school or your early 20s, to where you have literally nobody relying on you and you can survive on a couple $100 a week by working part-time or whatever it may be. But yeah, young people for sure have it way, way easier. I don't get inked by Nico. I get tattooed by Cody. Oh, okay, cool. I've always wanted to try out a Dan Cuban with a Shorty critical. I have a Dan Cuban, but it doesn't have the RCA. I have the one with the clip cord attachment. I've been thinking about building and 3D printing an attachment to where I'm able to put it on that like side part, the housing of the motor. But to be honest, I haven't had really time to mess around with the Dan Cuban. You kind of have to fiddle with it and make it run, or it kind of spits a lot. So I haven't had really the time to mess with it. I've had it for a couple months. I think I went to his seminar in November. But I look at it in my drawer every time I go to set up tattoo, and I'm like, oh my God, I really have to just sit down for like a half an hour and mess with this thing. But I've been really busy lately, and I haven't had the time to learn about it, really. Yeah, I'm in my 30s and chasing a dream I've had forever, but I don't know how to hop in. I have 2 kids and a hardcore job that makes me travel. That's tough, dude. When I was 18, I tried to get in, and shops nowhere wanted to take me in. And I've tried all the shops near me, all 4 of them. Yeah, dude. I mean, that's tough. Where do you live at? Have you heard of Coffin Rotary? I ordered it a while back, and it just came out with 2 more versions. They're shaped like coffins and 3D printed. Yeah, I heard of them. I've never tried them, though. I have a Chan Cuban. It took a second for me to register that you were talking about a knockoff. I use with a Peak battery, and it's pretty killer. That's awesome. Backwoods, West Virginia. Small town called Oak Hill. Nice. Never been. Yeah, I thought about buying the Chan Cuban as well. Once I really give the real thing a good spin, so I can kind of maybe do like a comparison of the two. And actually, when I went to go to the Dan Cuban seminar, what I was going to do is I was going to buy one of those knockoff machines and bring it to him to see if he would, I would tell him like, hey, this is broken. Can you fix it? And just see his reaction. But I was like, that's a dumb joke for like $60. And then I told him about it, and he giggled for a second. So I was like, okay, well, you know, maybe that's, maybe that was as far as the joke should have gone. So I'm glad I didn't buy it and bring it. Dan's setup videos are incredible for setting them up, especially if you run them with membrane carts. Yeah, he has a lot of videos out. I just haven't had the time to mess with it. Like, I already know how my setup is going to go with what I've been using, and I just throw it all together, and that's fine. But I do have to do a deep dive on his Instagram or wherever he has those videos, and I need to just learn how to make it not spit. I know that you have to like widen up the part that goes on the armature bar on the needle bar, and I've tried that, and I'm still getting it to spit, so I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing wrong, but I'll figure it out. One of these days, one of my appointments will cancel, and I'll sit there and I'll figure it out until it's right. But until then, it will sit in the drawer. Oh, you used to live in Poconos, PA. I forgot about that. I'm super close to that. Jess, I agree. His designs are... It was really cool putting it together, because actually seeing all the different parts and how it was engineered was super impressive. It's super neat. The clipcord flip is huge. Yeah, it is really neat how you can make it hit harder or softer just by flipping. What is it, like the polarity of the motor or whatever? All right. Let's see. Can I unzoom this? That's all lined up. Nice. In a new town every week. Oh, with your job. Yeah, that's rough. I live like 5 minutes from my shop. I honestly, I take my situation for granted for sure. I understand that it's not as simple for everybody. Rubber band across the armature bar and against is huge trial and error to get the pressure right. Yeah, that's what I have to do. I just have to mess with it and figure it out. Do you have any advice for me? I want to make my own flash sheets and have never worked with watercolor. I hate watercolor, to be 100% honest with you. I am going to be using colored pencils. I think that it just gives me better control, and I just like the way it feels better. And my hate for watercolor is because of lack of practice. So if you really want to use watercolor, then practice. And there's a ton of different videos on YouTube about how to make watercolor work well. I just am not patient enough to learn it right now, to be 100% honest with you. And I like colored pencils, so that's what I'm using. Sorry to spam the chat. You got excited. No, dude, spam the chat. Feel free. I'm not entirely sure. This is the first time live on YouTube, so I'm not sure how. I'm guessing that the more active the chat is, the more YouTube likes it. So feel free to put as much as you want in the chat. I just moved to Midtown here in Memphis to get closer to this new walk-in street shop 2 minutes away. Life is blessed. That's awesome. That's really cool. Congratulations. Oh, you had a lady offer to teach you to tattoo if you took care of her physical needs. That's hilarious. I mean, tell your girlfriend that you gotta do anything to pursue your passion. I guess that is what you should say. No, maybe you shouldn't do that. That lady seems terrible. You like acrylic paints personally. Nice. I feel like anytime I use a paintbrush for anything, I get so frustrated because with tattooing, you're in so much control with the needles. Like they're literally exactly where you put them. That's exactly what you get. And I think that's why I hate painting, is because I don't know how to control a paintbrush that well. And with colored pencils, I have more control. And that's why I like it. What is the light box? The light box, let's see, can I zoom you out? This is from Lit Energy, L-I-T Energy. At the shop I apprenticed at, there was a leak in the roof, and water came down and destroyed like everything on my drawing desk, and the landlord replaced like everything that got broke. And I had a little tiny light board. It was like a maybe 8.5 by 11. And he's like, I'll buy you a bigger one. I feel bad. And he got me this one. And this has lasted, this is probably, I don't know, maybe 9 years old at this point. And I've used this heavily. And it works great. I don't know if it's still available for sale. But look up Lit Energy. And maybe I'm sure that you can find one. Love being around a good shop. I agree. It's difficult to find a good one. sometimes there are a lot of good shops out there. You just got to find them. What are your thoughts on drawing with Procreate? I love Procreate. I drew, well, I didn't draw all the designs in my book on Procreate, but I finished them in Procreate. So, like, if you didn't know, I put out a Flash collection. You can get it on my website. But, oh, the website is tylernicholasart.com. I should probably say that. So what I was doing is I was drawing on with pencil or paper, or in the beginning I was doing markers. And then I just took pictures of them and I traced them in Procreate. And I'm able to get these nice lines. I draw mostly all of my tattoo stencils in Procreate. I really like it for efficiency, but at the same time, if you're learning to draw, I think you should do pencil and paper because it kind of is a bit of a crutch. And I don't know. I like Procreate for efficiency. For learning, it's a no-go for me. Good brushes are the key. Yeah, I think that's another thing is I don't know what good brushes are. I was never around people that were into painting. Like my apprenticeship, he didn't use coils, and I never painted Flash there. It was just, I was just drawing with pencil and paper and making line drawings and whatnot. So I don't know like what the standard for all that would be. I save all my tape, by the way. They're all still good pieces. I can use them later. I miss what you use. I think you said colored pencils. Yes, I use colored pencils. These are Faber-Castell. The, whatever that word is, I don't know. Polychromos. Yeah, these are the ones I'm using. I was using some like really bad ones from Michaels. They were just the, what are they? Let's see. I was using these, and they work fine, but they're kind of difficult to blend, and they're not really vibrant. I'm hoping that these new pencils are more vibrant and better. Did you come up with your own Flash, or did you get ideas from other artists? Well, this whole book is just all my stuff. I mean, obviously, inspiration comes from, like, seeing other artists and what they do, but I didn't, like, take designs or anything like that. But there are a few, like, older designs, I would say, like, let's see, hold on. Let me find one. That kind of like remixed a little bit, but I didn't take anybody's stuff. I tried to keep it as original as possible, even though I was like pulling from my memory. Let's see. Oh, like this one, like a panther is super, you know, common, but I just made it like a robot panther. So stuff like that, or I think I have another panther in here. Hold on. Hang on. Oh, or like this like devil's hand with the chain. Like that is a super common American traditional design, but I just put a tattoo machine with the chain breaking in it. So I tried to be as original as possible, but there are some designs that I kind of like remixed a little bit. But if you did want to pick this up, tylernicholasart.com. And there's a digital version available too if you want to save some money or if you are out of the country. Free shipping to the United States though, so that's kind of cool. I don't want to overstep, but made a short vlog about receiving your book. No pics shown. Oh, dude, that's awesome. Is it on your channel right here? Like Irish Gip 71? Is that where I can see it? I'll look at it when I end the stream, because this is the first time I've ever set this up through my computer, so I'm a little bit nervous if I were to click out of this. I don't know how to like fix it if I mess it up, but I will check it out. let's see. Just got an iPad maybe a week or two ago, and I feel like it's made my drawing better. But I do see your point. Yeah, it will 100% make your drawing better because there's all types of different like assists to where you can make your lines more smooth with the stabilization and all that kind of stuff, which is cool. And it's really helpful when you're like drawing your final stencil. Like that's really awesome to where you can like make it absolutely exact. I like to make my stencils like that. There are some people that like to have sloppier stencils so they can kind of do what they want with the actual final tattoo. That's not how I like to work. But Procreate is definitely helpful for that, for sure. Let's see. Color pencil is a medium you work with a lot. Thank you so much. Oh, one more thing. I'm going to get a copy of your flashbook. Is there a link to go buy one? In the description of this live, there is a link to my website. If it's not, because I've never set this something up like this before, it's just tylernicholasart.com. You can go check it out on there. Yes, sir. Irish Gip 71. Okay, cool. Everybody go check out Irish Gip 71. He or she, I'm not too sure if you're a boy or girl, to be honest with you, made a video about my flashbook, which I appreciate. They got it. And yeah, I appreciate that. I'm going to definitely check that out after the stream. I just picked up your new flashbook, and I have to say it's one of the nicest flashbooks I have. 1000% quality. Dude, big dog. I appreciate it. I was really happy with, I'm not trying to like just advertise this. You guys are talking about it, so I want to talk about it for a second. But like the quality of this book, I was surprised by. I'm really happy with the coil and the, like, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's not cheap. It's very quality to where people could flip through this. You can put this on your front counter and people are able to flip through it, and you're not going to have a bunch of ripped pages or bent pages. And I'm really happy with the way it turned out. So thank you for saying that. I was honestly, my pronoun is a real man. Okay, cool. A real man. I appreciate it. I wasn't asking your pronouns. I was just asking if you're a boy or girl. But either way, yeah, the quality, I appreciate that. That's something I was nervous about. People are, spending money on this, and I want to make sure that, people are getting what they paid for. I'd feel bad for, having people spend money and then it not be worth it. But there's 108 pages. I don't know how many designs are in there, to be 100% honest with you. There's a couple hundred in there. But you do one tattoo out of it, you make your money back already. All right, I'm going to stop dilly-dallying here. What do you guys think? Should I color and shade this, or should I line a new sheet with some other designs? I have some other ones cut out here. We got these dudes. They're looking suspicious of each other. We got the skate frog. This like keyhole something or other. I don't know what to call it. Robot cowboy. And this monster. I was thinking about putting these. They're all sized for going on these smaller ones. So what do you guys think? Should I line these on new sheets, or should I shade and color the sheet that I've already done? It's up to you. I will go with whatever the people think. Advertise away. Yeah, I agree. But at the same time, I don't want to be, dude, I don't want to be annoying. Like, oh, go buy my stuff. But at the same time, like, yeah, I do want to sell it. But I don't want to be one of those YouTubers that are just constantly trying to sell to people. I think it's obnoxious. Shade and color. I would like to see how you do the chain on that flail. Color. Okay, cool. The people have spoken. We're doing color. We'll save those for another day. All right, let's see. I wonder, should I shut this off, or should I keep this on to color? Let me know what's better for you guys. Off or on. I wonder, does the brightness wash out some of this stuff? if you chrome up or dull metal. So I think what I'm going to do first is put a little bit of texture into the chain. I tattooed this on somebody, a good client of mine, recently. Where the heck is it? I posted it. I know I did. Yeah, I don't know if you guys are able to see it. But in the chain, I did this like texture before I shaded it. So I really like that texture, and I'm going to add that into the chain on here before I start shading. See, I'm not the only one that has a hard time finding someone or a shop in their area to apprentice them. Any advice on learning and teaching yourself? So teaching yourself, you're going to run into problems, and like, I don't want to completely discourage you from doing it because I started like that. So I would be a hypocrite if I didn't say, follow your dreams. But at the same time, as somebody that has had an apprenticeship and has started by themselves, I learned a lot of bad habits when I started by myself. So I don't know, that one's tough, dude. I always recommend a solid apprenticeship, but I understand the struggle. So I don't know. I can't recommend any of these YouTube like paid tutorial kind of things. But at the same time, sometimes that's all the options that they have. So I don't know, dude. That's tough. I collect tattoo stuff. LOL. Me too. You should see how much stuff I have. Doesn't change much on my phone. On or off. Okay, cool. Either way, it looks good on or off. Alright, I think I'm going to do off. Just because I think the lines look better and stuff. Maybe what I'll do is I'll just turn the brightness up on my camera a bit. Let's see. I think that will be alright. How's that? Either way looks good. Something is better than nothing. Yeah, I agree. Something's better than nothing. I would shoot for an apprenticeship, but you can teach yourself, I guess. It's so hard for me to recommend that just because I know the trouble that I had when I started. I mean, there are a ton of tutorials online that you can learn a lot from, for sure. Slow and smooth is fast. Get basics, perfect. Just my 2 cents. Jess, that's a really good, that's good advice. I knew a kid who moved to a city to apprentice because a small town he lived in didn't have a shop. He became reputable. Yeah. I mean, if that's an option for you, move somewhere. Definitely. That's a good piece of advice. Yeah, if anybody else has advice for... Who asked that question? Faceless. Yeah, if anybody has advice for them, that would be appreciated, because I'm kind of struggling on it. I think if you're gonna like go to learn on an online source, you should definitely look at the person's portfolio of their tattoo work before you start learning something from them. Because I've looked at some of these online gurus before at their actual work. Number one, they usually don't have very much work posted at all, and the work that they do have posted a lot of times is not great. And they might just be kind of regurgitating some information that they've learned from a different source. So, yeah, same thing with an apprenticeship. It's like you want to learn from somebody that you look up to. Same thing if you're kind of learning techniques online. And not that like learning online is always bad. Like learning the basics online I think is a little tough just because you need somebody there to guide you a little bit. Should I zoom this in a little bit more? Oh, that's as zoomed in as it goes. Okay, cool. Bloodborne yeah, Jess, that's a good point to bring up. A bloodborne pathogens class is a really good idea, understanding that. That's a big problem now. I don't think a lot of people take disease and all the different things that you can run into in tattooing because of blood seriously. You have people tattooing and they'll be touching their phone with their dirty gloves. They'll be taking money with their dirty gloves. I've seen all types of gross stuff like that, and it's like either it's out of ignorance to where they don't understand what they're doing, or they just don't care, which is even a bigger problem. Yeah, being clean is like top of my list. Clean comes first, art comes second. When you study, you move to go to college, tattooing as a career. Yeah, I agree with that. Apprenticing is a long tradition that dates back. You want to be a part of something great. I agree. And I think a lot of people too will like, they'll start to like learn online and then they'll fall in with some good, respectable artists. And then they start to understand that concept to where the passing down of knowledge is a really cool tradition. And, you know, that's something that people will start to adopt even after they start to kind of learn by themselves. Because a lot of, you know, I've seen a lot of interviews with some pretty well-known artists that are incredibly talented, and they start it by themselves and then just moved into being more serious about it and grew their knowledge with other artists then. Tattooing is not for everyone. I would agree. It's hard to become an apprentice. I've been turned down by 5 shops. Working for my 6th shop, hopefully to get one. I have 3 full portfolio books. That's great. If you have a strong portfolio, that's a really big deal. Sanitation is the first key step to it. No tattoo is worth your health. I agree. Anytime a client asks about, some people will be like skittish or whatever, and they're like, well, do you open the needles in front of me? And like asking all these questions. And I always tell people, like, you're going to leave in the same exact health as you came in. I can guarantee you I'm not changing anybody's health for the worse, because I understand what should and shouldn't be done. And that's super important. And to be able to be confident about that with your clients, knowing that you're not going to hurt them, is very important. Oh, if you lose, you'll lose the right to your son if you leave the state. That's tough. Jess, I agree. History is huge. In the last like 2 years, I think I've dove more into tattoo history just because I didn't learn about it at all in my apprenticeship, which is unfortunate, but I'm just I care about tattooing so much to where it's like I want to learn about it. And then you can learn about mistakes that those people made and build off of them, because there are a lot of people that have done all the things that we're doing already, so we can kind of like glean knowledge from what they've done and make ourselves better for it. I got to take a seminar with Scott Sterling in October, I think it was, and that was super cool. I got to spend 2 days with him at his house, and he just talked about different stories and the methods of building his machines, which are some of the best coil machines I've ever used. They're just really built so well, and you can tell that he has learned a lot over the years, obviously, of doing it, and it's just really cool to see his workshop. And I just recommend, if you're able to do some type of like seminar with somebody like Scott or Scott himself, it's a super cool seminar. You go down to his house in Virginia and you spend 2 or 3 days, and he brings you into his workshop, tells you about like tattoo history and stories from his career, and all the different materials he uses for building his machines. And then you get 2 machines out of it. The price of the actual seminar was, I had to buy 2 machines. So I bought a liner and a shader, and I think it was like $1,800, and it was very worth it because you get all the knowledge, and then on top of it, you get to go home with 2 awesome machines. Let's see. I'm not keeping up with the chat at all. Hold on. Let's see. Yeah, Sketch. I agree. The no gloves thing, it freaks me out. I'm like, oh God. I not only the part where it's like, a health, like, I don't want to do that because of health reasons, but just like imagine how slippery the skin would be with all the blood and the ink. And there's so many clients that I've had over the years to where they're just like gross people that I barely even want to touch with gloves on, let alone no gloves, slipping around in their fluids. Any word on the release date of my tattoo machine? No. Right now, this has been a really like up and down process to where I got the patent done, and I was patent pending last year, at the end of last year, and then just trying to go through the process of getting it developed and trying to like convey my vision to somebody is difficult. And I've just kind of decided to learn 3D design, computer aided design, and figure it all out myself, because I have a very specific vision for it, and I want to make sure that it's brought to everybody correctly. So no release date as of now. I was hoping for like June, but it's not going to happen. But at the same time, I have 20 years on the patent, so I'm not going to rush and stress myself out about it. But I would like to get it out as soon as possible because, first of all, I would like to use it. And second of all, I think it's a really great addition to the tattooing world. I don't want to just do a money grab. I want to make sure that it's benefiting people and people get value out of it. A lot of these companies, I mean, we haven't seen an innovative machine in years. They're releasing the same machines over and over. So I think that it'll be a really cool step towards something more innovative. What's the best coil to start with? My goal is Vlad, but not sure if there's a less expensive. That's good. Dude, I just bought off of eBay. It's like a handmade coil. This guy, he makes them to order, and it was like $150, and this thing runs great. I don't remember the name of the builder, but if you just look up handmade coils on eBay, there are a lot of builders on there, and they have. I recently bought 2 different machines off of there, 2 different builders, and both of them are solid, and neither one of them were over $200. So it's kind of cool to get something that nobody else really has from these builders, and then also at the same time support somebody that's trying to do that and build the machines. Losing Jack Rudy was giant Ed Hardy's work, and Guy Aitchison is a biomechanical legend in the Japanese traditional and the meaning assigned to all of it. Yeah, all these people, they have so much experience and knowledge, and it's really cool to see a lot of them work, and it's unfortunate that we've lost some of them recently. It sucks. But a lot of them are old. They're starting to, they're aging. They're starting to old, so I think it's important to learn what they have to offer before they're gone. If you have the chance to take a seminar with one of these older tattooers, I highly recommend it. It's such a cool experience to be able to just kind of talk and interact with somebody that has so much knowledge. And it's honestly like I don't know. It's a really humbling experience because you're like, I think I know what I'm doing in the arena of what I'm doing. But then there's so much outside of what I'm used to. So it's neat listening to other people and learning. The Defender Pro is a Chinese rotary. Yeah, the Defender, which is what the Avenger 2 Pro knockoff. All right, let's unzoom this a little bit. All right, there's the texture in the chain, which I think is cool. And then I'll shade off of that. I think that's the only one out of all. Yeah, that's the only one out of all 3 that I'm putting any texture in. My question is, how did they clean their hands? Just alcohol, strong soapy water. Tattooers without gloves. Also, the other countries outside of America don't require gloves. I mean, I feel like any country that isn't a third world country requires gloves. I don't think I've seen any modern day tattooers that are like in respectable shops not wear gloves. But they probably just spit on their hands and wiped it on their pants. No, I don't know. Probably just soap and water. That's my guess. Hit that subscribe too. Irish Gip, I appreciate your enthusiasm. Thank you. Great machine for the money. Denmark. Denmark doesn't require gloves? I'm looking this up. Fact checking you, Timothy. I hope you're not right, because that's crazy. Let's see here. I'll zoom this out so you guys have a little bit more to look at when I'm Googling this. All right, let's see. Moment of truth. In Denmark, it's mandatory for tattoo artists to wear disposable gloves. I would love to be wrong on this. Yes, you are wrong. I asked ChatGPT. Here, let's see. Does Denmark require gloves to tattoo? Yes, in Denmark it is mandatory. I'm glad that you're wrong, and I'm not trying to be a jerk by fact-checking you by any means. Not trying to be a jerk, but that was slightly surprising to hear. Let's see. Is there anywhere in the world that it is not necessary? All right, let's see. Is there anywhere in the world that it's not required for gloves to be worn? Let's see. I hope people care enough to wear gloves. Almost certain that it was a law implemented recently. Ask last year. Okay, once this does this. I don't know why we're moving so slow today. I'm now interested. I wonder. Because I've seen like those, I don't know where it is. Maybe it's like India or something like that. You see those ridiculous tattooing videos. And they're like on the street with no gloves. All right, this is still searching. When that looks up, we'll look at it. All right, let's see. I'm gonna start with one of these smaller ones. I've been working on the flail. I think that's a flail. That's a flail, right? Or is that a mace? Which one's the rigid? The rigid one on a stick. All right, tattoo artists are generally required to wear disposable gloves during the procedure to maintain hygiene, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Okay, they didn't give us... In Oregon and Florida, they use sterile glove. Okay. They didn't give us a list of anywhere that it's required. Or not required. Let's see. Was it ever legal? All right, we're looking at, was it ever legal to tattoo in Denmark without gloves? Yeah, it says that they've always been required as far as this knows. Huh. Interesting. I'm trying to cite where I had the original info from. Same article where they explain that head tattoos are still illegal. Huh. All right, well, I mean, I'm not trying to say that you were completely wrong. I was just surprised. That's crazy. Okay. Well, maybe we will finish the flail. I guess I'll go this way and move over. But yeah, if you can find that article, send it to me on Instagram if you could. Because I would love to read about that. That's nuts. These are nice colored pencils. Oh, these are so much better than that other brand that I was using. Well, poop. That's funny. Yeah, I mean they make up stuff online to make up stupid articles all the time, dude. And I totally do that all the time. I'll just read a headline. He's like, "No, this is the news." My wife gets mad at me because then she actually like looks it up. She's like, "Who are you saying that said this?" It's usually like The Onion. If I wasn't tattooing, I would think about getting a job at The Onion, just writing ridiculous stories about everything. That must just be such an awesome job. Tattoos were totally illegal in New York until '94. I'm not entirely sure about that, but now I have to look it up. I know they were illegal in... I don't know. I'm not going to just start spouting information here. Hold on, let's see. When were tattoos legalized in New York? $1997. That's pretty crazy. Due to concern... Oh, okay. So it was... Tattoos were legalized in 97, but then banned in New York from 61 to 97 due to concerns of hepatitis. The ban didn't apply to the entire state, but in New York City, tattooing was driven underground for decades until the prohibition was lifted. Sweet. Unfortunately, the tattoo establishment legislation is all in Danish. That sucks. 2006, 2007. A little off. That's all right. And thank you. That's kind of how I shade when I'm tattooing, is like a cross-hatching kind of thing. Unless it's like more traditional stuff, but... Let's see, am I in the middle? Back to letting you do art. Sorry for the distraction. Oh, it's all good, Timothy. I appreciate the interaction. I will say that I go so much slower when I'm on live. I've been doing TikTok live, and I don't know why. Today's the first day I ever did YouTube live, but it's a little bit more of a complex process for YouTube because I have like a microphone and I'm streaming through my laptop that's connected to a camera. Opposed to TikTok, it's just my phone. But I looked it up and it seems like YouTube just likes when you do like a higher quality thing, because I guess they save it to your like library of videos or whatever. So I had to go a little bit more in depth. Tell you what, this morning though, I was running around trying to figure out how I was going to set all this up, like the streaming software and whatnot, like Googling tutorials and oh, you do the 3-round liner with cross hatching. That's what I do too. I actually just put out a tutorial about that the other day. Actually, I have a question for everybody that's in here. Do you get notifications when I post a video? Because with the amount of subscribers that I have versus the amount of views I get is very weird. I don't think that YouTube is recommending my videos to people or even like letting them show up. I don't understand why, but it is frustrating because I put a lot of time into those videos. Yes, notifications on. Okay, well, like for example, I have a friend that says that they have the notifications on, but they never get notified ever. And I saw that they have the notifications on, and I don't know. It's weird. I'm wondering if I said something in a comment or something somewhere to where YouTube was like, we're not going to show his videos to people. Yeah, it is cool to watch people draw. You just learn, and I've been enjoying doing these live drawing things because people will also suggest other methods and whatnot. So it's been like beneficial for me to learn as well. It is intimidating though. If I mess up, people are watching. The algorithm is wild. Dude, I know. I don't understand. It doesn't make sense. I don't think I do. Okay. Sketch, can you do me a favor and see if your notifications are on for my channel? And if they aren't, can you put them on and just see next time I post a video if it pops up on your phone? Swade told me about the live stream, and I have been subbed. Nice. I know when you drop because I live on YouTube. That's awesome. YouTube picks and chooses real bad. I know, it's weird. Dude, like a couple years ago, I would post a video and I'd get like thousands of views within the first like couple minutes. And then now my channel is bigger and I like make better edits and I spend more time on like trying to do a really good job on it. And it seems like YouTube doesn't care. So that's why I'm trying this live streaming thing. Maybe maybe YouTube will like me for interacting with people. YouTube openly hid the Joe Rogan podcast. They did. Maybe because I'm subscribed to Joe Rogan, maybe they don't like that. Rose, hello. Hi, everyone. First time here, liking, subscribing, just learning how to tattoo now. That's awesome, Rose. All notifications checked for your channel. Okay, cool. Well, I'm wondering if you're going to get my notifications now. I probably shouldn't have put all my tape right up here. I have it all here, and my paper keeps getting stuck on it. Let's get rid of it. What time is it? 1 o'clock. All right. I wonder if I could shade this by 2 o'clock. I gotta focus, which is a problem for me. The form of content that YouTube like changes over time. Yeah, dude. I don't know. I'll post the shorts and stuff, and they do okay, and then I'll post a YouTube video, and it does terrible. It's weird. Twitch does the same shit. I used to love to stream. Huh. That's weird. I don't know why. I guess I'll just continue to do what I'm doing, and eventually when YouTube decides to show people my stuff again, they'll have new stuff to look at. Works for me. Abe's hot dogs. Dude, they're literally like, I don't know, maybe like 300 feet in that direction. I never go there, though. I've been there maybe like 3 times before. They are good, though. I don't know why. I never go. There's always a dude with one of those electric scooters sitting on the curb right outside their establishment. I don't think they sell Yingling there, though. There is a liquor store right next door, though, so get one of those there. How much do you think about lighting source when you shade? That's like, I think about it not a ton, but I do at the same time. It's just like I used to think more about it, but now I'm just kind of used to, like, my light is over here somewhere and my highlights will be on this side and my darks will be on this side. So with traditional, honestly, like, what's a light source? But at the same time, with like more realistic stuff, I'm definitely more so thinking about it. With this, I'm just kind of thinking, okay, on my left is my shadow, on my right is my highlight. And sometimes I change it throughout the design. So a lot and a little at the same time. Bad about losing track. I always just do like left and right or top and bottom. Like I always just think, okay, my light source is, let's see, can I zoom this out? My light source is over here and it's shining this way. So I'll just remember that it's always up here. And then it's a good reminder once like I start to shade, I see this whole handle, the darks are all over here. So throughout the whole tattoo, if I put a dark on this side, it's weird. So I don't know. I think it's just kind of muscle memory at a certain point. Yeah. There we go. But I agree. I used to have problems with that, and I still do sometimes. All YouTube videos can automatically be uploaded to another streaming site called Rumble as well. Dude, Rumble emailed me like a month and a half, 2 months ago or something. Maybe it was a little longer than that at this point. But they emailed me and said, hey, we like your YouTube channel. We'd like for you to upload your whole catalog over to Rumble. And they offered me like some type of revenue share thing. And in exchange, they said for uploading them all and transferring it, we will promote your videos, but they will get like part of the revenue generated from the videos. And I was like, okay, sick. Like they're already made. All I have to do is like take the time to basically just upload them all from my computer. So I uploaded, I don't know how many videos, but a decent amount of them. And I was spacing them out. So it was like one of those things to where people could see a new video every day. I uploaded a bunch at first and then was scheduling them for every day. And Rumble didn't hold up on their end of the bargain. They literally didn't show anybody my videos. I think I have like a total of 30 views on there, and I think I have 1 subscriber. And I emailed them about it, and they just never got back to me. So I think they just wanted me to put the videos up and kind of just left me hanging. It was weird. But I think there's so many people just ingrained over the years that YouTube is where you go. I don't know. I was just talking about this the other day. I don't know if any other social sites will ever really take off because, you know, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter, they've been around for a very long time. That's like the social like bundle of things that you do. Most people do. So like getting another site to that popularity, I don't know if that'll ever happen. Like ESPN has been around for I don't know when it was, but I remember it, you know, when I was like as young as possible. I remember ESPN being around. I'm wondering if these social sites and like YouTube and all that, if they've established themselves the same way like ESPN and like Netflix has, like to where all these things are just so established that that's what people just are always going to go, and it's going to be harder and harder for people to break in with a new app or whatever it may be. But yeah, I tried Rumble and it didn't work out for me that well. Is it possible to purchase your drawing under the condition that you draw according to my request? It depends on what it would be. I don't know what kind of drawing you're talking about, but feel free to message me on Instagram and we can go back and forth. If it's something that I feel confident that I would say, like, you know, I feel confident saying that your money is worth my drawing, then sure, 100%. But if it's like something that I don't think I'll do the best job at or whatever, I'll tell you. So feel free to message me on Instagram. You think Dynamic's the best? Sketch? I have a client that requested to be tattooed by Dynamic because she saw some study to where Dynamic was like the cleanest ink to use and it's the best for your skin or something. And I used it and I wasn't a fan. I think it's too watery for me. But that is just preference. Like, a lot of people like that kind of stuff. I like a little bit of a thicker ink. Dynamic triple turns to green after a few months. I don't know why. I wish I knew more like technical stuff about that. I wonder if it's just the content of whatever pigments in there making it black. If an oversaturation of that causes that color change. I know that in my blackout that I got, this is... What is this? Oh my god. I can't remember. Damn it. What is it? Let me look it up. But this stuff has stayed black. Here, I have it over here, I think. Hold on one second. I'll be right back. It's Electrum. I have Electrum in my arm. That has stayed really black. Power Wand or FK Flux? I think the Power Wand... I mean, I think it's kind of silly, the price of the Power Wand and the price of the Flux. I've never tried the Flux. And I have tried the regular wands. And I like the regular wands. But both of them, I don't know. I'm changing my opinion about tattoo machines and the prices and all these companies. I think they're kind of taking advantage of artists, to be 100% honest with you. I do know, now that I'm trying to develop this tattoo machine, I do know that it's really expensive to build these rotaries with quality motors and like the machining and all the different things that go into it. It is expensive. But I feel like the upgrades that these companies are making and then saying, oh, this is another $1,300 that you got to spend with us, I feel like it's a little much. I think if it's like a new and innovative thing, cool, that's great, I'll spend the money on it. But like how they went from the wand to the Power Wand and they basically doubled it in price, I thought that was kind of silly. Same thing with like all these other companies. It's like $1,300, $1,400 for these machines. It's pretty crazy. Pantera Triple X Tribal Black. Seems good. I have heard people like that Pantera. Panthera? Pantera's a band. World Famous. I've never tried them before. I've been using Big Sleep's Killer Bee Black for quite some time now. But I have been thinking about trying the one that's in my arm. Electrum. Oh my god. I couldn't think of that for a second. Ambition Max. Yeah, dude, those knockoff machines sometimes are pretty good. I used I think it's the Ambition wand knockoff. And I liked it better. I made a whole video about that, and I was surprised. I was ready to like totally trash it because I think that some of these knockoffs are pretty funny, but it actually worked really well. I don't care for the flux design. Yeah, I think it's kind of a weird machine. If you can't clean it all the way, I don't want it. Dude, I still don't understand how these companies are still making these machines like this, but it'll change one day. I tell you what, I got the Vlad Blad Avenger for the first time and loved it. I got the Avenger 2, and now I'm thinking about the third one. So the third is cool if you want the wireless. The upgrade from the 2 to the 3 is questionable. Because all the only difference is the wireless. It is a good machine. But to have it that much more expensive is pretty crazy. Just to have a battery in it. It's a good machine, though. I like it. All right, let's see. Let me catch up with this chat here. The flip top, like this, yeah. The flip tops, I do like those. Those are pretty nice. The Soul 3.5 for Christmas. Had to return it twice for motor issues. Huh. Wondering else what you can get. Well, what are you, Irish Gip, what are you trying to do? Like, what kind of style are you trying to do? With the 3.5, that's kind of more like color packing, black and gray kind of stuff. Needle brand really matter. Yeah, definitely. Especially with cartridges, I've learned over the years that like certain cartridge brands are just absolute garbage, and it's kind of difficult to find a solid cartridge brand to where you're not getting ones that just are super inconsistent. I've been liking mostly what I use the cartridges for are just mags, and I like Quadron and Needle Jig for that. And then I've been using FYT for the extra tight threes. But besides that, I line with a coil, and I use either Element Tattoo Supplies, what are they called, low profile needles. I've been really liking those. I use the round shaders for those. Black Claw is a good one. And I just started using Lineage, I believe they're called. And I still don't have an opinion about those just yet. So far, they're pretty cool, but I like to test them for a while before I like to recommend them. But a lot of cartridge brands, I don't know, they're just super inconsistent. It seems like once you find a good one, stick with it, because all these random brands that pop up, when I try them, I feel like they're just not great. Some of them are alright. Oh wait, what were we talking about? Let's see. Do color and shading. Recently found you love traditional. Mass Pro is okay, just need better. Poseidon carts I never tried. Well, I mean, if you're just doing color and shading with it, a lot of these pens are pretty much the same. I've kind of learned. Maybe, I mean, are you stuck on a pen? If you go with the Avenger 2 Pro, that one's pretty versatile. You can do pretty much anything with that thing. But then you're using like grips, and you need to have tubes. You don't have that pen style. I like the Ava EP7 Plus a lot, but I only use that for 3 round liners. Besides that, I don't use it for anything else. I'm trying to think. What can I recommend to you? Peak Stellar. Dude, I have tried every Peak brand. I don't know if I tried Stellar. I tried like 4 or 5 of their different cartridges over the years, and every time I get a bum box. Like, I feel like they just are super dull or something. Are the Stellar ones okay? Because maybe I'll try those ones. But all the other ones, I think there was the Peak Blood, Peak Diamond. I forget the other 2 ones that I tried from them, but they were just like super dull, and it would like almost cut the skin. It would like damage it way, way more than it should be. But this was also like 7 years ago when they kind of first started, I guess. So maybe they've gotten better. Poseidon V3. I never tried that one. Avenger 2 is awesome. Yes, it is. Disposable tubes and grips. Me too. Love it for stipple shading. Let me. I have a bunch of machines down here in this box because I've been trying to like mess around with them. Let me see what I have and see which ones I can recommend if they're down here. I think these are all junk. Except for this one. This one is that Hello machine. This thing I think was like $50, and it worked better than the Bishop wand. So if you want a pen, maybe just try one of these little things. I think it's like $50 or $60. But besides that, maybe the Avenger 2 Pro if you want to stay with rotary. But then all these knockoff brands are coming up too. I mean, you can get one super cheap if you're not trying to go brand name. I like to try to go brand name, but sometimes I venture into the Chinese knockoffs. Dragonhawk is okay. I'm not a big fan of their adjustable stroke ones, but any ones that have been like dedicated stroke machines, like if you get the 3.5 whatever machine, I have found that they're dedicated stroke ones. I don't mind. It just seems like the variable stroke machines, it seems like they just kind of are usually good for just one thing. It just excels at one thing. And it just depends on what machine it is, depending on what one thing that may be. Purchased cheap Dragonhawks to play with. Got the assemble and disassemble knockout. Nice. Vlad, I'm considering for Father's Day. Dude, you deserve that for Father's Day, for sure. Some cheap Ambition batteries, and they're working great so far, holding my breath. I think my viewpoint over the years has changed from I want to go from well-known companies and buy as much as I can to, like, have a well-known company's stuff because I know that they'll like take care of something if it breaks, to now it's like, well, if I buy this cheap Ambition machine for $50 and it works for 3 months and then I have to buy a new one, I just made, you know, a bunch of money off of $50 and now I'm just going to buy another $50 machine. So I don't know. I guess you can go both ways, because some people even say, like somebody was saying earlier, the Cheyenne one died 2 times or something like that, and they had to send it back. So it's like, it really just depends on what motors these companies are using. And honestly, a lot of these like knockoff companies, they sell on Amazon and stuff. So you can buy through Amazon and use it, and if it sucks, Amazon will force the return on them. It's not like they can deny it. It's through Amazon. So, you know, maybe just try it. See if one of those knockoff brands work. If it works good, then keep it. Probably have like a 30-day return window in Amazon. You have to check that though. I'm not too sure. Not 100% sure, but I think. But if you're interested in a coil, go on eBay. I look up like handmade coil tattoo machines, and there's a couple builders on there that will like build you a custom machine to whatever you want. You can just pick the frame and the color, and they'll do it for like 100, 150 bucks, maybe 200, which is pretty cool. That's what I've been doing. I bought 2 machines from eBay recently, and I bid on a third like last night. A good German rotary motor is 30 bucks. I'm not sure what brand you're referring to, because when I was researching for my machine, I was finding, I think they were Maxon or Faulhaber. I forget which one it was, but both of them were right around like 100 bucks. And that's if you buy like 250 of them at a time. Multi-stroke rotary machine, Axis Valhalla. I liked that a whole lot, and that was one of my favorite machines for a long time, was the Valhalla. And then I got the Avenger 2 Pro, and I liked that way better, and I haven't touched the Valhalla since. Already I'm looking to Nico Hurtado, just a little pricey. I don't know. I've never seen his machine. Oh, wait, I think I have his machine. Is that just like the one from Bishop where it looks like basically like a battery? Speaking of Amazon, links to Amazon. Here, actually, I'll show you guys the 2 machines that I bought this past week. Hold on. I don't know what the brands are. But this is one, I think this one was 150 bucks. Something like that. This one's for thicker liners. I used an 11 liner with this the other day, and it is very powerful. I think I was using it at like 5 volts, and it pushed it really well. And this one is for like up to 7 liners. I think this one was maybe 150, 160 bucks. But this one works really well also. It's got the dice on the top, $5 bills on the coils, and this reminds me of a dump truck or like a construction vehicle. But those are the 2 I got on eBay, and I think I spent a total of like $300 on both of them combined. All right. The Magi. Yeah, I have the Magi somewhere. I haven't used it in a long time, though. A good coil machine will last you forever. I agree. All right. Let's see. What am I doing here? Maybe I should use one of these. Make sure my arm doesn't mess with this. All right, we'll zoom in a bit. Nice. Yeah, I've been really enjoying coils lately. I feel like it's re-excited me about tattoo machines to where I don't know, like the last maybe 2 3 years. I think I've only been really excited about like one or two tattoo machines that came out. Everything else seems like they're just doing the same pens over and over. But coils, it's like even if it's not a great machine, to where you can like both of those machines, they just look nice in my drawer. It's like a nice decoration, to where they're like works of art. Both of those coils do work good, and I would prefer if these you know coils that I buy work well. But at the same time, it's one of those things like it could just be a good decoration, you know. Doorbell parts, killer coils. Yeah, I saw this really cool video on YouTube about this guy making a machine out of a doorbell. I don't remember the channel, but if you guys can find it, it's like a fun watch to watch him build it. Found while breaking down the coil, the contact screw keeps becoming looser and looser. On what part is getting looser? Like where it's attached to the frame? I just can't see me getting a pen. Machine used coils and hybrids for a long time. I mean, pens are kind of cool, just because of the balance and whatnot. But if you're used to coils and hybrids, I mean, it might be kind of weird for your hand, you know? Actual screw connecting to the front binding post. Yeah, maybe you just have to replace it then. I like these colored pencils. These are way better than the ones I was using the other day. I feel like the other ones I couldn't get good saturation. These ones I'm able to get like really nice black. Senatary machines excite me a bit. I've never seen those. I'm gonna have to look at that. Coil and pen format. Huh. Interesting. Let's look that up together. All right, how do you spell that? Senatory. Let me see here. I'm totally spelling this wrong. Oh, okay. Here, let's see. Let's look at them. How do I zoom this out? There we go. Oh my God, I have all types of stuff all over my phone. Products. Yeah, interesting. Operative silver. Let's see what this is. All right, can we read this together? I don't know. M5 operative has 5 magnets working in unison to create a hyper reverberation like a coil machine. The motor has 0 contact with the slider, giving you 100% coil hit with 100% real give. Very cool. Let's see if there's any other like pictures. They just have like computer generated images. There's no actual pictures. It's kind of interesting though. You guys see that? I'm gonna have to look into that. So they're using magnets in order to give you that feel. Huh. $850. And they have silver, red, green, black. Tactical silver is $100 cheaper. Oh, tactical red, $850 or $750. Oh, so it's not wireless. You have to put. Wait, what's the difference between these? Oh, the MP5 operative, that is $850. But then the MP5 tactical, what's the difference? Wireless. Huh. Oh, this one's battery then. That's weird that the battery one is $100 cheaper. All right, I'm gonna have to look into those more. The green one is on sale. You are right. New magnetic stuff. They are doing rotaries is exciting. That is cool. I never heard of those before. There is one. All right, I'm gonna keep looking stuff up on my phone now. We're talking about tattoo machines. What is it called? Q-Lana. Have you guys heard of that before? Q-Luna. These guys. This is pretty interesting. Let's see if I can have it run. Let's see. That's a magnet driven machine, which is kind of neat. I never tried them before, but that kind of reminded me of the other one. That's just in a like more traditional format, I guess. They take a 9-volt battery. That's kind of weird. I wonder, are 9 volts... Well, I guess you can get a rechargeable 9 volt then. It'd be kind of weird if you have to like just get regular 9 volts all the time. All right, I should get to shading this thing. I am dilly-dallying to the max. Cold coffee. Very good. Machine Junkie. Same. Told you I get excited. Yeah, dude, I get excited too. I just got done saying I'm not excited about any rotaries, and now I'm over here talking about all these exciting rotaries. Those are different, though, than these pen machines that have been coming out. That's very different. I haven't tried that Asus M1 either. People keep telling me to try that, and I just haven't. But that one seems pretty cool. I need to sharpen my pencil. Let's see. For next time, I got to figure out music because this silence is too much for me. Been studying nonstop since I died last year. That's pretty scary. How did you die? Or was that something that you didn't mean to type? I'm glad you're not dead. That's wild. The 99 Sparrows design is an interesting new patent out of Pennsylvania. What is that? Yeah, also, let's not forget about this you died thing. What happened with that? We all need to know. My apartment caught fire, died. What? Woke up and had to learn to walk and speak again. Oh, wow, dude. That's crazy. What, they revived you? I'm glad you're not dead. That's wild. Wiring issues. Wiring. Huh. So you like all good now, or are you still going like therapy or something, like physical therapy to like relearn things? That's insane. You just like so nonchalantly said that. My God, dude. Wow. Coma for a month and a half. What did it feel like to be in a coma? Did it just feel like you're sleeping, or were you like aware? Oh my God, two people are dead and now re-alive here again. That's insane. Wow, I'm glad you guys are all right. That's crazy. I don't really even honestly know how to respond to all that. I just have so many questions. That's just nuts. Nothing. It feels like nothing. Huh. So Sketch saw nothing and felt like nothing. Jess saw all types of weird stuff. Yeah, we're all serious now. We're not. Yeah. I tried. Huh. So we got a 50-50 consensus. There was nothing, and then there was all types of weird stuff. That's very bizarre that out of the handful of people that are in here, we have 2 people that have died or been in comas. And they had 2 opposite experiences. Were you guys super confused when you woke up? Or was it just kind of like, oh, it was like taking a nap and then waking up? That kind of stuff is super interesting to me. I had this one guy that I used to work with. He was an older gentleman. He's probably maybe like 60. When I would drive forklift and stuff, we would just kind of talk. This was probably like 12 years ago or something like that. And he told me about the time that he died in a life flight. He was on a helicopter and they were sending him to a hospital. And he said that when he died, it looked like when he was in the helicopter, like his vision went above the helicopter and he was like looking down at the helicopter flying, and like he was looking down at his lifeless body. And then they resuscitated him, and he said that it felt like he just got like sucked back down into his body. But he said it was super peaceful. He said it wasn't like a scary thing. Like he said he wasn't scared. So how about those pirates? Yeah, dude, the amount of crazy stories that I hear are awesome. Tattoo artists always have a story. Dude, you can ask me about literally any subject and I probably have a story. I mean, just out of my life experience prior to being a tattooer, I have a lot of stories. But then on top of that, talking to however many thousands of people I've come in contact with over the last 10 years while I'm tattooing has been eye-opening, to say the least. And plus, I'm on the internet, so I'm always on the internet looking at stuff, so... One of my best friends got stabbed and he almost died. That was pretty wild. He was at a party and he was fighting somebody. And somebody that he wasn't even fighting came up behind him with a 9-inch buck knife and stabbed him in the stomach. They just he was on the ground beating up this guy, and then somebody came up behind him and just stabbed him in the stomach. And then when he got up, blood squirted all over the wall and he collapsed. And then one of my friends drove him to the hospital, and the doctor said that if they waited for an ambulance, he would have bled out. He had another couple minutes to live. But he went through this crazy surgery. It looks like he has a huge stomach scar, but he lived. And then the idiot that stabbed him got out of prison in a year. Throat tattooed. Ooh. I'm doing a neck tomorrow. I don't have anything on my neck or my throat. But I also don't have any ideas that I'm excited about for my neck or my throat. But I feel like you have to be really excited about that because that's kind of like a big commitment there, you know. I used to want to get my neck and my throat real bad, but now as I'm getting older, I'm like, I can wait. Like, I'll wait for the super visible stuff for a little while. One day I'll figure it out. My next project I'd like to get done is I'd like to finish my upper arm on my left, and then I'd like to move on to my back. I kind of want like a American traditional Western scene kind of thing. I think that'd be pretty sick, and have it all like framed out in rope or whatever. I think that'd be really cool. Pocket knife to the shoulder over an argument in a basketball game. That sucks. Yeah, he almost died a couple times over that. It missed all of his organs by it like went right in between everything. So I'm done working. I got 2 neck tattoos on my hand. Oh, two neck tattoos on my hand. I got 2 neck tattoos and my hand. That's cool. The laws are there to protect criminals. You are right. In Canada. Faceless, you're from Canada? That's cool. I used to go there on vacation when I was a kid. We used to go up and fish for a week. It was pretty fun. We'd get like this junky little cabin on a lake. It was basically made out of like plywood. You could see through certain spots in the corners. But it was fun. It was a good time. We'd go up there and just fish and hang out on the water for a week. Oh, that coffee's terrible. Here and now. Alright, what do I want to do? We can stop drinking coffee, and I've been doing these V8 energies. Huh. I honestly just recently started drinking coffee again. It used to make me shake real bad, and then I've just been really busy lately, and I was like, you know what? Let me try coffee because I'm exhausted. And I noticed if I get a little tiny one, oh my god, if I spill this on my drawing to show you. If I get a little tiny coffee and I sip it throughout the day, I'm good. But if I drink one of these like in under an hour, I just get like super jittery. I do like the taste of coffee overall. But this one has been sitting here for quite some time. Kind of forgot I had it. Dun, 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 dun. I'm glad that everybody's chatting because I should probably focus on doing this. I'll check back with these in a minute. I want to try to get this skull finished. Oh, eBay. Is that... Oh, okay, never mind. I thought it was the machine that I bid on. If you can go over and start... Oh, wait. If you can go back and start over with tattooing, is there anything you would do differently? Yeah. Like, a lot. Let's see. I would design my tattoos differently at the beginning of my tattooing journey with aging in mind, how the tattoos will look over time. That's something that I think a lot of younger tattooers don't realize is a ton of detail in one spot. Yes, it is impressive, but it is not going to look good over time. That, and also just the way that, just different techniques, doing more. I mean, overall, I think it has to do with longevity and how the tattoo will age. And I think I would also, instead of when I was first trying to get clients, trying to cater more to the public, and just because I needed money, trying to build more of my style up, because that's really frustrating. And I'm still trying to kind of get my style out there instead of just doing anything that comes in the door, which I do to a certain point, just because I do have to pay my bills. But I do want to be more so known for things that I want to do, opposed to trying to cater to what other people want. I know that this is like a service industry, and that's fine. But at the same time, after tattooing for, 10 years full time, well, it's coming up this year, 10 years on full time. I'm getting bored of certain stuff. Like, I don't really want to do certain things. I'm not going to say those things out loud because I don't know who's in this chat. If it's one of my clients, I don't want to make anybody feel bad. But I do want to make, I don't know, stuff like this more often. I just want to make cool stuff. Weird things that aren't actual images, and it's just like something out of my imagination. But yeah, I'd work more on my personal style, and I would design tattoos differently with more of aging in mind, opposed to trying to be more detailed. I'd think more about how they would look in years to come. I got some pencil over here. Let's see if it'll erase. I got a ton of pencil, my God. Stop smudging stuff. Yeah, that's what I do. Yo, thank you for the $2. That's really cool, dude. Thank you. That's wild. Tattoos by Santos. Thumbs up. Thank you. Much appreciate it. All right, let me see. I missed a lot of these messages. Okay, we were talking about coffee. Did I miss anything else? White Monsters. Oh, I can't do energy drinks. Maybe I'll start drinking them, see what happens. Oh, I can't like that. That's weird. Making mistakes is part of it. I agree. I've got prime real estate flesh to go. Irish Gip. If making mistakes is okay, consider me the Michelangelo of tattooing. Dude, I feel you. I think it's one of those things, like, learning how to fix your mistakes is super important. Like, you're gonna make mistakes. Everybody's gonna make mistakes. Even like the best tattooers. You're working with skin. It's a live canvas. Of course you're gonna make a mistake. You're not perfect. Well, at least I'm not. But I think you have to learn to fix your mistakes. That's the most important thing, or at least hide them. All right, we finally finished this after a ridiculous amount of time. That should not have taken me that long. But he's cool. I'm going to do everything in black shading first, and then I will go back and do color. I'm probably not going to get to color today. I'm going to be 100% honest with everybody. It's already 2 o'clock. All right, well, maybe I'll just do this guy because I have to leave. I'm not paying attention to what time it is. All right. Zoom in. All right, let's do some questions because I feel like I was silent for a little while there. Do some questions. I'm going to try to finish this, and then I'm going to probably go. Which way do I want to go? Not much, but you have given me something to listen to at work. Dude, I appreciate that. That is a lot. Like, you don't have to do that. That's crazy. Thank you. How many artists do you have? At the moment, none. It's just me. I had 4 artists altogether over the years that I've had a shop. The 2 of them were considered apprentices. The one apprentice, she went off to do permanent makeup because that was kind of like more so why she wanted to get into tattooing, and she's doing well with that. So that was like no hard feelings that she left. It was all good. And then the other people, it was just not a good fit without going into too much detail. But I am kind of sort of teaching a friend of mine. It's not official or anything, but I'm giving him instruction. He's doing stuff on fake skin, and I've known him since high school. So it's one of those things like I know him, I know his family, and I don't mind going through that because I know that it's not something that somebody is going to take advantage of or screw me over or steal something or anything like that. What was my experience with stipple versus whip shading age-wise? I really like the way that it ages. So far, I've been doing it for maybe 7 years. And I've seen things come back probably 6-7 years. The first one that I tried is on a client of mine. It's on her back, and I saw it recently. And it still has that texture to it. I am curious to what it's going to look like in 10, 15 years. But as of now, we're at 7 years, and it's still like that textured. It's not as sharp, but it does have that still like whip type of stipple type aging. And then whip shading just looks good all over. Do you have any recommendations on where a new tattooer can learn techniques, hold best over time, detail, color, and size? Are there any other techniques? If your mentor, I know, Rose, we were talking before. I can't remember if you have an apprenticeship or not. But your mentor would be able to give you the best advice on that. Technique-wise, the tried and true traditional, like you're going to hear everybody say bold will hold, and that they say that for a reason. Heavy black and solid lines is always going to hold up really well. If you're doing black and gray with like no outline, you need to make sure that your black is making up your shapes and you're shading off of those shapes. Overall, it's a matter of creating high contrast in the skin at the end of the day. That's what you want. You want black, and that is what is going to make up your general shape, and that's going to be what the best is. Are you still accepting apprentices? No, I am not. I have a buddy that I'm teaching at the moment, but that's kind of unofficial. He's got a full-time job. He's got kids and a wife and stuff, and just kind of going back and forth with him. But he's doing well so far, and maybe one day he'll be at the shop full-time. That would be sick. But no, I don't have any interest in taking somebody on right now, just because I'm very busy and it would not be fair to them, to the little time that I'd be able to dedicate to them. And then also, I just don't feel like taking another chance with somebody at the moment, to be 100% honest. I don't know. I might keep this sheet black and gray. I kind of like it. Maybe I'll do just like a heavy red and black background. That might be kind of cool. Any other questions, guys? Feel free to leave them. I don't know, honestly, if I'm going to be finishing this whole thing. I do have to really go, but I'm procrastinating on leaving. I think I'll give it till 2:15 and I'll head out. Maybe. We'll see. I'm half tempted to take that girl up on her offer just to get in the shop. Dude, you gotta do what you gotta do. It's kind of like acting, you know. Get into the movie industry, you probably have to do some questionable things. Dang it. Leave it go. So far away. Depends on what she looks like. Yeah, all right. That's another that's another thing that we have to talk about. Depends on what she's looking like. Question is, can you live with yourself afterwards? And I don't want to cheat. Yeah, well, good, good job not being a scumbag. So I think that's also a deciding factor as well. Does she have an Adam's apple? Yeah, I guess the question is, does she have a bigger Adam's apple than you? And you can go through and decide based upon that. I'm joking. I'm not. I'm definitely not advocating for you to go cheat on your girlfriend with some weirdo. Let's just be clear, because we are talking on the internet here and people kind of misconstrue things. Message me crying, I did it. It was terrible. No Adam's apple. All right, well that's good news. No Adam's apple. That tattoo guy told me it was okay. Yeah, tell your girlfriend that. See what happens. She'll be so mad. All right, I am going to be getting off of here in a couple minutes, but I do want to know, since this was my first stream on here, is there anything that I can improve? Is there anything that you guys would like to see different? Like, I have this camera angle. Like, how is this? Is this working well? Would you like if I maybe had, like, a different camera angle, maybe down in the corner of the screen, like, where is it? Down here, maybe, or something like that? Because I want to make sure that these are, like, cool to watch, make it worth it. I just have to learn about how to make it better. But I guess most importantly, was the camera angle good? Was the sound good? And is there anything else that you think I could do better next time? Because I would like to do this more often. I think this is a pretty cool concept. Being able to talk with everybody while I'm making something. It does make the process slower, but it is what it is. Sound and pic are great. Okay, good. Very good, fun and informative. Thought it was good. Don't, like, hype me up either. Like, if you think that something should be changed, I do appreciate the compliments 100%, but I do well with constructive criticism. So if there is something that you think, feel free to let me know. Because I see some of these streamers and they have all types of crazy, like, animations on their screens and whatnot. And I don't know if that's, like, too much or if people enjoy that kind of stuff. Or if this kind of thing is cool. Or maybe should I, like, have topics ready to talk about if there's kind of like a lull in the conversation? That was something that I was thinking about as well. Cut out some of that dead noise. Been having a blast. Okay, cool. Most fun I had since I got sober. Dude, congratulations. That's great. Get a small camera and put it on the pencil. Oh, geez. I would have to see how to do that. That'd be cool. Or the picture would just be like wiggling back and forth. Background music is the only thing I can think of. I agree with that. Could be cool and different. Yeah, that would be a neat camera angle. Background music is something that I wanted to do, but since this was my first time, there's like in the software that I'm using, there's like a second sound channel that you can import sound from or music from, but I didn't want to mess with it because I actually just wanted to test it out and see how this went. So music is definitely something that I want next time. So good idea. It's just tough because YouTube, you have to use like copyright free music or they won't let you monetize the video, or sometimes they'll just mute the video, which is pretty crazy. Elevator music. Yeah, soft music. Definitely don't want it loud. Do you draw your flash sheet on separate pieces of paper, then transfer them to the sheet, or how do you draw them? So if you weren't here right in the beginning, which it seems like you weren't, that's okay. What I'll do is like I'll have all these separate pieces of paper cut out. Let's see. Where's the plug? I'll turn on the light board and I'll situate them all underneath. And then you basically like tape it to the underside. And then I'll go through, once all of them are taped and like laid out the way I like it, I'll take my Micron pen and I'll outline the whole thing. And once it's all outlined, then you just flip it over and untape everything from it. But yeah, you can like draw everything on a piece of paper about this big and then put a new piece on top and trace it the same way. But I already had all the outlines that I wanted because they were from my book, Raw to Refined. You can get it now on TylerNicholasArt.com. I definitely had to totally plug that there. But I just had all the outlines ready and I wanted to make a flash sheet out of designs that were in the book, just because I'm trying to like promote it pretty much. But yeah, you can do it either way. It didn't feel like your first stream to me. Oh, dude, I thank you. Yes, OBS. That's the very first time I'm using OBS, and it's like I've worked with cameras for a long time and stuff, but getting everything going to OBS and then streaming it to YouTube was a little bit difficult because my microphone at first, it was making all types of weird noises, so it took me about like 2 hours to figure it all out. But now I think it's all good. Have a WhatsApp number on the screen and take call-ins. Oh, that would be pretty interesting. That would be a really cool concept. I just kicked my thing. Take call-ins. That's a good idea. But then you're going to have like some jerks that are going to say some like terrible things. So until somebody ruins it for everyone else, I think that's a great idea. I think I should do that. I like that. I'm going to write that down. The WhatsApp number. So music and call-ins. Cool. You need a call screener. I mean, even at that, like, you can pretend to be, like, nice and whatever, and then when you get on air, it's just like those news bloopers. As soon as a caller gets on air, they start screaming terrible things. With the delay sensor board. Oh, geez. I don't know how to do that. Maybe I'll wait on the call screener with the time delay sensor board just because I'm learning about this. But one day, that's honestly a great idea. I love that. Streamlabs. It's the same but more simple. Okay, cool. I'll have to look into that too. Awesome. Well, this is as far as we got today. Not as far as I wanted to get, but not bad. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it black and gray. I kind of like them black and gray like that. And maybe what I'll do is I'll do kind of black shading fading into red for the whole background. That might be kind of cool. And maybe I'll shade, or maybe I'll do the red background and then do all the shading in like blue. And it'll be just like high contrast, red, blue. That might be kind of neat. I don't know. I have some time to think about it. I'm tattooing, I think, all day tomorrow. I might have some time to hop back on tomorrow. I think I have time Thursday. But I'd like to finish this with everybody because we're all kind of invested, I think, at this point. But yeah, I appreciate y'all watching. Make sure your notifications are on. So if I do go live next time, you'll get a notification. If you guys are interested, go check out my book, Raw to Refined, on TylerNicholasArt.com. If you are in the United States, I will do free shipping. And if you are international, there's a digital download available. Shipping is just astronomical, and it just doesn't really make sense for me to do that. But yeah, I appreciate y'all hanging out. Thank you. It seems like the main, like, same people kind of hung out the whole time, which was really cool. All right, guys. I hope you all have a good day. I'm going to try to end this stream now. Let's see. I'll talk to you guys later.